today we are reviewing a wonderful motorcycle. We are riding a 2001 ZRX 1200R. And this is my buddy Matt's bike, and he lent it to me so I could do like a little review on it. And I gotta say, I really like these motorcycles. Not a lot of people know about these bikes. And I wanna say they sort of get like swept under the rug. They're almost sort of like a niche market. This is like an ideal everyday rider, especially if you're on a budget, because I can confidently say that you can pick up a nice one of these for less than $5,000. Not only are they reasonably fast, but they're like super comfortable to ride. Alright, so I'm going to try and give you guys like a brief history lesson on the ZRXs. So there's two types of ZRXs. There's the OG 1100 and then there's the 1200. So this bike replaced the original 1100 in 2001. And on the topic of the 1100, it shared the same engine as the fastest bike in the world at the time. And for those of you that don't know, that bike was the Ninja ZX11. We're talking like 1990s motorcycles here. So the 1100 got like a detuned version of the ZX11 motor, but they're still like pretty quick motorcycles. So I'm not like a super huge expert about these bikes, but one thing that I do know, aesthetically the 1100 and the 1200 look very similar, but an easy way to tell the difference between the two is the 1100 has black engine cases, while this bike, the 1200, has brown engine cases. The 1200 has more power than the 1100. These bikes put out somewhere in the realm of like 120 horsepower to the crank, and don't get me wrong, these are pretty quick motorcycles, but they're not nearly as fast as like some modern naked motorcycles, but it most certainly gets the job done. So I'm gonna give it full throttle right now. Front end pops right up. I honestly just love the styling of these bikes. It's sort of like a modern retro classic. For those of you that know your classic motorcycles, it has like very similar styling to like the KZ1000 Eddie Lawson edition. Road's a little wet. Go on the power down the hill. I mean, the power is there when you need it. It's nice and linear. It doesn't like punch you in the face the same way like a lot of crotch rockets do. Like, these bikes really didn't sell all that well in America, but they're great motorcycles. They really do have like a cult following. Like, the people that are really into these bikes like swear by them. And the great thing is they're extremely like modifiable. Like, there's a huge range of like aftermarket parts and stuff. So a unique characteristic of the ZRX, which may or may not be a selling point to some of you, check this out. Look at all that storage space that is under the seat. Like, I mean, props to Kawasaki for utilizing this sort of like dead space and actually giving you a pretty reasonable storage compartment. Like, think of all the shit you could fit in here. I mean, you could put a ton of drugs in there if that's what you want to do. So let's end this on a positive note here. So if you ride a ZRX 1100 or 1200, I would go as far as to saying that you have exquisite taste. Like, you have style and class that nobody else cares about. And we all know that the coolest people on this earth are into things that no one really cares about. But with that being said, they're fantastic motorcycles. I would highly recommend them to anyone, especially considering how cost efficient they are. And all around, they are super reliable, bulletproof. You really can't beat it.